What happens when Hollywood's it couple becomes the center of a controversy that spirals far beyond red carpets and carefully curated Instagram posts? The public saw the glamorous photos, the coordinated appearances, and the subtle declarations of admiration. Then, almost overnight, the narrative shifted. Fans noticed that Teyana Taylor had deleted every trace of Aaron Pierre from her social media. The unfollows were swift. The photos were gone. The captions disappeared. And just like that, the digital love story was erased. But in the age of celebrity culture, silence is rarely simple. When two high-profile figures part ways without public statements, speculation rushes in to fill the void. Was it a private disagreement? A clash of schedules? Or something deeper that never made it to the blogs? To understand why this breakup captured so much attention, it's important to recognize who Teyana Taylor is in the public imagination. She has long cultivated an image of authenticity, bold, self-assured, and fiercely protective of her family. After her very public separation from Iman Shumpert, many fans believed she would approach future relationships with heightened caution. She had already endured intense scrutiny. She had already defended her marriage through rumors and online commentary. If she chose to step into another romance, supporters assumed it would be with intention. When Aaron Pierre entered her life, he was widely described as reserved and sophisticated. A rising British actor with an air of privacy. In a landscape where oversharing is common, privacy can be attractive. It can also, however, invite curiosity. Public figures who guard their personal lives often spark more speculation than those who document every moment. Observers began noticing subtle differences in how the relationship appeared online. While together in the United States, the couple seemed united, attending events, supporting projects, and posing for cameras. But whenever Aaron returned to the United Kingdom, his digital presence shifted. Communication appeared less visible. There were fewer shared updates. For fans conditioned to analyze every like and comment, the contrast became noticeable. It is important to separate verifiable facts from rumor. To date, there has been no confirmed evidence of secret contracts, hidden strategies, or orchestrated public relationships. Yet the internet thrives on narratives, especially when they involve power, betrayal, or hidden agendas. Anonymous sources and speculative threads began constructing elaborate explanations for the sudden split. Theories ranged from simple incompatibility to grand conspiracies involving image management. One recurring theme in online discussions centered on the idea of PR relationships. The notion that some celebrity pairings are encouraged or amplified to enhance marketability. Hollywood has a long history of image control. Studios carefully shape reputations. Publicists manage headlines. But while PR strategy is real, claims of specific secret contracts require credible proof. As of now, none has been publicly presented. Still, the psychology of the situation fascinated fans. What happens emotionally when trust is shaken in a public relationship? For someone like Teyana, whose brand is built on authenticity, the mere perception of being misled would carry weight. Whether the cause was miscommunication, incompatible priorities, or something more private, the abrupt digital separation suggested a decisive break rather than a slow drift apart. The most striking element of the split was the silence. There were no dramatic interviews, no tirfelivestrams, no lengthy notes app statements. Instead, there was absence. In modern celebrity culture, absence can speak loudly. Deleting photos is not accidental. It is intentional. It signals closure, or at least the desire for it. Meanwhile, Aaron Pierre's career trajectory continued upward. He has been associated with major studio projects, including involvement with Disney's expansion of the Lion King universe, specifically Mufasa, the Lion King. For an actor on the brink of global recognition, timing matters. Public controversy can complicate promotional cycles. Even unverified rumors can distract from press tours. That reality likely influenced the strategic quiet from both sides. When two public figures understand the stakes, mutual silence can be a form of damage control. Not necessarily because there is explosive truth waiting to be exposed, but because clarifying every rumor often amplifies it. The online narrative painted Teyana as someone who had discovered something deeply unsettling, A hidden digital trail, alleged emails, or secret communications. Yet none of these claims have been substantiated with verifiable documentation. They remain part of internet folklore, shared in dramatic YouTube breakdowns and social media threads. What can be discussed with certainty is the power dynamic of reputation. Teyana Taylor commands immense loyalty from her fan base. With millions of followers and a strong cultural footprint, any statement she makes would dominate headlines. The mere possibility of her speaking out creates tension in gossip circles. Influence itself becomes leverage, even if never used. From a psychological perspective, breakups, especially public ones, often involve reclaiming narrative control. Deleting images can be a way of rewriting history on one's own terms. Refusing to comment can be a way of denying tabloids oxygen. Silence can be strength. The idea of a private confrontation in a hotel suite, as some online storytellers describe, adds cinematic flair. But without confirmation, it remains speculative. What is more plausible is that two adults had a serious conversation about the future of their relationship and concluded it was no longer sustainable. The aftermath has been revealing in subtler ways. Teyana has continued focusing on her music, choreography, fashion ventures, and motherhood. Her public messaging centers on growth and independence. Aaron has maintained a professional posture, concentrating on acting projects and interviews that avoid personal details. Hollywood, as always, moves on quickly. New couples emerge. New scandals trend. Yet certain stories linger because they tap into larger cultural anxieties, trust, authenticity, and the fear of being used as a stepping stone in someone else's ambition. One reason this breakup resonated so strongly is that it intersected with conversations about image politics in entertainment. Historically, celebrities have navigated immense pressure to conform to marketable narratives. While society has progressed toward greater openness, public image management remains powerful. Fans are increasingly skeptical of anything that feels manufactured. At the same time, it is crucial not to conflate speculation with fact. Allegations about hidden orientations, secret contracts, or systemic manipulation require careful verification. Outing someone or spreading unconfirmed claims can cause real harm. Responsible commentary acknowledges uncertainty. In the months following the split, some fans interpreted Teyana's cryptic song lyrics and inspirational quotes as subtle commentary. Others saw them as standard artistic expression. In the social media age, audiences often project meaning onto ordinary posts. A lyric about betrayal becomes evidence. A quote about discernment becomes a clue. Interpretation is subjective. Aaron's reserved demeanor in interviews has also been analyzed. Is he guarded because of controversy, or simply because he is private by nature? Public figures rarely have the luxury of being quiet without it being labeled suspicious. Ultimately, the story may be less about explosive secrets and more about boundaries. When a relationship ends abruptly, especially one intertwined with public identity, it reflects a decision that continuing would compromise well-being or values. That alone can justify a clean break. The broader lesson is about agency. Teyana Taylor demonstrated that she controls her digital narrative. By choosing what remains visible and what disappears, she asserted ownership over her story. Aaron Pierre, by declining to engage in public back and forth, also exercised agency. Will either of them eventually address the breakup in detail? Possibly. Many artists process personal experiences through creative work. Albums, interviews, or memoirs often reveal insights years later when emotions have cooled. For now, what remains is a powerful example of how quickly a celebrated romance can dissolve into mystery. The red carpet glow fades. The curated grid clears. The public is left piecing together fragments. In truth, relationships are complex even without the spotlight. Add fame, brand partnerships, global press tours, and millions of online observers, and the pressure multiplies. Not every love story survives that environment. So where does that leave us? With unanswered questions, and perhaps that is intentional. Sometimes the most strategic move in Hollywood is restraint. Sometimes the strongest statement is silence. Teyana Taylor continues building her empire. Aaron Pierre continues building his filmography. Whether their paths ever cross again publicly is uncertain. What is certain is that the episode reminded audiences how fragile celebrity narratives can be, and how quickly they can be rewritten. In the end, this was not just about deleted photos or rumored secrets. It was about control, perception, and the delicate balance between public persona and private truth. And in a world where every click can become a headline, choosing when not to speak may be the most powerful move of all.